Hello, everyone. Welcome to a honor roll episode 17 this week. Um, wow. I don't know if you watched last episode 16. A bit of a cliffhanger. So, can we come back from that? Hopefully. So that's what we're gonna find out today. I can tell you that I know a little bit about what's going on, but at some point I don't really know. So things are up in the air a little bit. Unfortunately, we're going to be missing some players today. Uh, we had one player uh, just had a baby, so congratulations to him. Completely understandable that he's not going to be with us today. So we're going to be thinking about him, and hopefully his entire family is all right. I think the baby was not uh, completely expected that date. So I hope everybody is fine. I think so. So we'll wish them like a bit of a bit of rest. I think the first few weeks can be pretty hectic. So hopefully they're all okay. And then we're going to be missing two players who had kind of like a conflicting schedule. So today um, we'll have a total of four players, including me, and we have the fourth player is actually going to join us a little bit later. So we're going to start with the three player, and we're gonna see what happened. Um, I think what we're gonna do from now on is like the players. We'll try to do a little bit of a recap. So we'll try to go back to the events of previous episode and try to we'll try to highlight the important events and things that happened in the previous episode um, to kind of help like kind of like new viewers to catch on, or people that would maybe like miss an episode or two. So I will right away join the rest of the guys, and then we'll try to do a quick recap of what happened last session, which was pretty brutal if you watched the past episode. All right, boys, we're live.
What's
Woo!
going on?
Um, okay, let's start with the recap. So, like, what happened last episode? What kind of like significant moment can we highlight?
Well, I mean, I guess we should really start at the beginning, which was we were at Flan and we all were summoned through various means to come to a tavern where we were supposedly going to get a job dealing with werewolves. I guess that's where it all began.
Right. Yeah, most of us got that letter. Some a little bit more explicit, even with hints of getting kind of like silvered weapons, so specialized weapon for the job. And then what happened is, um, like a strange figure actually walked in the establishment with a another letter that he gave to the party, and actually that person, that individual, actually talked about having like a master that was in need of help.
Whose land was filled with riches, might I add.
Yeah, I think that was yeah, I think he there was a point about that, and then um I think that that figure kind of like left with a very palpable tension without giving too much information. And then right as that happened, we I think there was some wolves heard or something like that. There was like there was like a concussion happening outside the establishment, and then I think the players kind of like went after that. And then there was like trail of bloods. I think there was like possibly missing people, and
And it led into the forest.
right, a very very um, like, shall we say misty or foggy, maybe, forest.
A foreboding forest, to say the least.
Yeah, I would say so. And then I think we explored a some sort of a cave that we stumbled upon, which was quite intriguing, but was somewhat empty. We found a corpse, we found graves, and like once we left that cave, we kind of like made it out of the forest with a strange vision. I think we could describe it.
Although right before we went in the cave, don't forget that giant wall of mist that came at us. That we had to like run into the cave to seek shelter from because there was just this huge wall of it coming at us.
Right, and it was quite spontaneous. Like it got more intense and thicker as we ventured into the forest.
Yeah, I remember someone even gained a level of exhaustion just going through it.
Right, right. And then we emerged from the forest, and it was a bit of a unexpected sight, I think. Once we emerged out.
Yeah, we could see that town on the horizon, and we can see like out in that mountaintop like a spire, maybe even like a castle out in the distance.
Right. And then I think the fog kind of like dissipated a little bit, and and then what happened? Because I think that's where things took a turn.
Oh, a turn they did take, and not for the best for us, sadly.
So Ryan, why don't you give us the what was the DM perspective on that?
So basically, you guys went down this road towards a village, and you spotted a corpse off to the side of the road, and you heard howls coming from the forest. And before you knew it, dire wolves came out of the woods, and one by one, every party member fell.
Yeah, we
Indeed.
yeah we. I mean, we gave a bit of a fight, but yeah, we didn't manage we didn't manage to survive the entire encounter. So every pretty much everyone went down one after the other. Even though some blows were exchanged, some of the wolves actually died. Um, I think we were ambushed by. It was a total of four. I think we fell two of them, and managed to kind of like wound a third wolf pretty badly. But like after like healing spells were thrown, even like defensive spell, we the party was overrun, and that's that pretty much like how it ended. Like a bit of a cliffhanger, and I mean, yeah, lots of how can I say that? So I think surprise. I think the it was surprisingly deadly that we found out.
Yes. So
Direwolves don't mess around.
No, apparently they don't.
I believe one of the party members was at zero, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we had a few. I think we had a few stable party members when we ended the session. I know my character Warble was stable, was invisible, thanks to the kind of like the chaotic effect of one of the spell that was cast by our sorcerer.
Yeah.
So yeah, my little gnome was actually stable and invisible, and there was one very badly injured wolf and one wolf that seemed pretty okay. And I'm not sure who was the other character that was actually stable, but I think there was one more.
I know that Beltic is actually he's at 0, but he's not stable. He's actually 1 fail away from dying and 1 success away from stabilizing.
Oh.
So he's right on the brink.
Okay, so maybe that was you actually. That was like a possible.
And Socrates, what was your situation?
Yeah, right now I'm knocked out. I'm at 0. I am invisible, and I'm 1 death save away from dying, and I'm 1 death save away from stabilizing. So if I roll that success, I stabilize. If I roll a fail, I'm dead.
All right, and who's our other party member here today?
Throck.
All
All right.
Brock, I believe you were.
Yep. I was the last one downed, and I haven't made any deaths or savings, or well, I haven't made any death saving throws yet.
All right.
Yeah, you were the roller coaster, man. Up, down,
Oh, yeah.
up, down, up, down.
And who's Xiao's character?
I believe it would be the rogue, Corin.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I did make a death save throw. I was at 1 success.
Oh, there you go.
It's 1 step closer.
Yeah.
And who's the other character that's
So we have Beltic, we have Throck, we have Warble, and we have Corin for today.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then is it Ansel the one that is the one that's not here but will be here next week?
That would be Honor.
Honor, okay. All right. So here's what happens. You fade to black. And let's go ahead and get those saves out of the way, gentlemen. All right, Beltic, you pass.
Woo! Stable!
Nice.
Throck.
That's 1 failure.
All
You're
right.
1-1.
Okay, 2 success.
2-1.
2 failures.
Jeez, man.
Dead.
Oh,
No.
a suspense.
Woo! Had me on the edge of my seat there.
Yeah.
Man, my character, I can already tell this is going to be an emotional ride.
No doubt. So apparently we're all stable.
Yes. So needless to say, as the wolves are eating the bodies of your dead companions, you see a carriage come up in view.
What does it look like?
It looks like well, you guys are all unconscious at the moment, but you hear the sounds of what appears to be a carriage, and then you hear a couple of folks scream, "Get out of here, you vermin!" And you see, you hear what appears to be the pitchforks stabbing into some wolves, and they go down and they see what appears to be the body of Throck unconscious on the ground. And one by one, they search the area and put you guys into this carriage, into this wagon of sorts. And you hear the clopping of horses. as you guys are slowly being put into this wagon.
Ooh, mysterious. Okay. Well, I guess we remain unconscious and kind of see what happens.
Yeah, because I mean, we're stable, but we're conscious at this point, right?
That is correct.
Okay, cool. Hopefully they're good people.
Well, I mean, they didn't kill us outright, so that's better than the wolves. I'll take it.
True.
I hope they know how to cure alcohol poisoning. I'm pretty sure my character was pretty drunk when we last left off.
It's like a liver purge.
Right.
And by the way, I think Honor was the one with the gold, right?
Yeah, I remember because you specifically said the person whose name is Honor should be holding the bag.
Yeah.
Needless to say, you guys hear the sounds of this wagon, and you guys feel the bumps of the road.
So I guess we're conscious at this point.
You start to become conscious, and you see that you are on this wagon, and it looks like you're heading towards this village. Let me pull up the map here real quick.
All right.
Okay, I want to kind of take a look around, like both at myself to kind of see if my gears here, I'm still kind of groggy from being knocked unconscious, but kind of make sure the few possessions I brought with me are still with me, and then kind of take a look at my friends to see how badly they are. Since I was one of the first to drop, I don't actually know that they all dropped, so I'm just kind of looking to see how we all look.
Yeah, and I want to same here. I want to after I look at myself, I want to see if we're all together, if we're kind of like in the same compartment.
As you guys come to, you guys look around and you see Honor and the rogue unconscious in the wagon, but you do not see the other two companions that came with you.
Oh snap!
Do we see who's operating the carriage, or do we see anyone else in here with us, or is it just us in here?
It seems to be just you guys right now. It's hard for you to see out of the wagon. There's no windows. You could try to look underneath the tarp of the wagon.
Well, Beltic kind of pulls out his nunchucks, because even though he's not dead and that's good, he's still not very comfortable not knowing where he is or what's going on. So he gets into a defensive stance.
So are we together? Am I for example nearby Beltic?
Yeah, you guys are in the same wagon together.
Okay. Then I guess then I'm going to kind of whisper to Beltic. Are you alright?
Yeah. Do you know where we are?
I think I just woke up and I'm hurting everywhere. I'm I don't know what happened. I guess I don't know. I don't see the other guys. I guess we got picked up. I'm assuming after the last thing I remember is we were fighting, and I don't know what happened after that.
Yes, indeed. The last thing I remember was being dragged down to the ground after one of those creatures bit my arm and it sunk its fangs into my shoulder. After that, it all went blank. Well, the other two of us must be helping to pilot the carriage. They must be on top of this thing. Hold on. I'll try and catch their attention, but be ready just in case this doesn't go well. And Beltic kind of starts knocking on, as close to it as he can
Wait,
to
wait, wait, wait,
where
wait,
they'd
wait,
be
wait, wait.
piloting.
Wait,
He stops though, like right before when Weeble tells him to wait.
like we can't, like, we have to be careful. I can't fight. Like, we're
Okay, then should we try and exit this carriage without them knowing?
Hey, shh! I'm trying to sleep here. Shh.
shut up, man. Like, well, I mean, for now, it seems like I don't know. It seems we're heading like along the road that we were like initially traveling. I don't know. Can you see if we're actually heading towards the village?
Beltic wants to kind of try and do his best to, look through any cracks or anything, not make it obvious that he's awake and moving around here, but try and get a view of where they are and where they're going.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the same thing.
Okay. Make me perception with disadvantage as you guys are trying to see underneath and up.
Do you want everyone to do that?
Anyone that's attempting to look, yes.
Oh, 9. My other roll was a 21.
I know, right?
You guys see, as you are trying to maneuver your hand underneath the tarp to lift up, you notice that you can catch a glimpse of a river to the south from where you're trying to look out.
Okay, don't remember. Do you see that, Weevil? I see a river out there.
Yeah, I see that too, but I don't know this place. I can't really orient myself like in regards to that river.
Me either, but I don't remember a river being around us when we got in that fight, so we must have traveled a reasonable distance at least.
Well, actually, like when we came out of the woods, um, like I think I remember there was the road, and then I think there was some sort of like um a river or like a water feature on our left, if I remember correctly.
Hey, Ryan, can I make a either survival or nature check based on my history to detect which way that river is flowing in relation to how a civilization would map itself according to it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you prefer, survival or nature?
Probably nature in this case.
Balls.
You're not sure what direction it's flowing because of the viewpoint that you have. You feel like usually with villages, when they tend to be north of a river, that usually means the water's flowing to the east.
Okay. You guys should just sit back and relax. I think we're heading to an okay place. Just calm down, relax, let it soak in, recoup a little bit.
I think he's right.
Beltic just kind of shoots him like a glance at first, like he wants to say something, but then when Weeble agrees, he just kind of like he puts his weapon to his side, but still kind of has shifty eyes towards where he thinks the carriage leader and probably the other two party members are.
Like, let's just like for now we're alive, and
Make,
go ahead.
based in the wagon, you do notice that the equipment or the stuff that the two party members were carrying are with you guys.
Hey, have you all noticed that the gear of our fellow companions is here with us?
I mean, I haven't noticed, but now that you mention it,
I mean, I assume they're up front, but I don't know why they've disarmed themselves in this manner.
Well, I mean, I think it's. I think we could assume that they didn't make it.
I don't know how to take this. Well, it seems too early to tell. Let's just hold off on that because I mean, they probably made it. I mean, they were holding their own pretty well as far as I remember. I mean, there's no reason to. Let's just hold off on that.
I don't know. I really don't want to be raining on your parade, but it like that ambush with the wolves didn't look good for us. So, but anyways, I think we're heading to where we were initially heading to, and the I guess the good news is that we're alive, and I'm thinking we'll soon get to figure out like who's actually taking us there.
Beltic looks kind of upset, but he just kind of sits back and goes into a meditative kind of stance, still keeping aware of his surroundings, but trying to kind of get over his upsetness at this recent development.
Yeah, nothing we can do about it, buddy. In this state right now, none of us can really fight, so we're just gonna have to roll with it.
All right, as you guys head towards town, one of the things that you notice is that the wagon starts to slow, and you hear a voice. Let's see if the people are okay. Peter, he nods, and you hear the wagon slow down to a stop, and you hear footsteps land on the puddle of mud outside, and you hear him walking over, and the back of the wagon opens up, and you see a man in simple clothing. Looks to have very farmer-like clothes, very dirty, very muddy. He looks like he's unkempt, and he says, "Some of you guys have woken up."
Yes, can you tell us where we are?
Yes, you're outside the village of Barovia.
Oh, I turned to Baltic, and I'm like, Barovia.
Yes, that was, and Beltic pulls out the first letter. That's the letter, that's the town mentioned in this letter. And he kind of looks up at the group. So, is your intention to take us to this town or something more sinister?
I'm just a simple farmer. I have no need for sinister things. I just, work the land and grow what I need to grow.
Can you tell us what happened?
Um, yeah, if when you guys see this man talk, he looks very, I don't want to say lifeless, but it looks like he is, his demeanor is very solemn. Like it's, like things have just not worked out for him, and he seems very dour is the word I'm looking for when he is talking to you guys.
Okay.
He says, "Well, we were on our way to basically, we were looking for a fellow companion, and he got lost in these woods, and we noticed that there was what looks to be a campsite off to the side of the woods, and we saw these bodies."
It seems that I mean, these belongings right here, they were like, I mean, they were carried by like other members of our party.
Unfortunately, two of your members did not survive what appeared to be a feast of sorts by some dire wolves. We chased them off, though.
Beltic would like to roll an insight. He's starting to believe these people may be more responsible for what happened than they're claiming, because they're claiming they're simple farmers, but they chased off dire wolves.
Yeah, I raised an eyebrow at the farmer chasing the two direwolves. I'm like, you chased the two direwolves by yourself?
Throck attempts to startle the farmer by suddenly moving and reaching out to him with both arms, but not actually touching him.
He kind of takes a step back a little bit and he says, I can say this, that one of the wolves was very wounded and we were able to chase off the other one. And he pulls out a couple torches that are lit on the side of the wagon along with a pitchfork.
Oh, okay.
And he says, and he shows you the end of the pitchfork had blood. And you notice that they're, based on your passive perception, you notice that there's some fur coming off of the blood.
I believe him.
Okay.
He didn't jump too far.
Beltic, although not liking this reality and not being very trusting of people he doesn't know, is kind of like, there's no need to argue. The proof they seem to have seems to be sufficient. He wants to go ahead and ask them, though, so you said you were looking for someone. Were they trying to deliver a message at the time?
He looks puzzled when you ask him this, and he says, no, and unfortunately it was a hired hand who ran off the other night.
I only ask because we found a body of a young man, a human man, who had a message on him, and Beltic wants to rifle through the belongings of the other two adventurers who are no longer with us, because I believe one of them had a second message.
Yeah,
Corin.
Yeah, Corin had the second message, and he pulls it out.
And I kind of go ahead and be like, are you sure that this would not be in the possession of the individual who you were looking for?
He tells you that he can't read very well, but if he does notice that the marking on the letter.
Who does it belong to?
That is the burgomaster of Barovia.
We're here to meet with him.
Then who does this belong to? And he shows him the first letter with the S seal on it.
He looks at the letter. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. There's no markings.
Okay, this just gets more curious, but thank you for your help. Do you have any idea where in the forest this person you were looking for may be?
Did you show him both letters from the burgomaster?
Yes, the first one we got when we were in the tavern was the one I just showed him, but the previous one I showed him was the one we found on the body.
He looks at it and doesn't think that he looks at you with the concern that the letters seem different for some reason.
Yes, I had a similar suspicion.
He mentions that maybe if you head into town, you can talk to him at his mansion. He can lead you into town and drop you off at the Blood of the Vine Tavern.
Well, that's a great
Beltic
name.
kind of looks to the rest of the party to see how they feel about that.
Does this tavern have somewhere where I can sleep?
Yes, they have common rooms and I think a couple of single rooms.
Sold. Take me there.
He nods.
Listen, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how I can pay you back for what you just did. You probably save us back there. So I guess here, take those 5 gold piece. I mean, I don't have much, and I really don't know how to pay you back. And you know, if you can bring us closer to the either the tavern or the burgermaster, it would be deeply appreciated.
He nods. He says, "Of course."
All right, I reach in my my kind of like purse, I guess, and I throw him a 5 gold piece.
He's very, very appreciative of what you have given him.
All right, gentlemen, I guess we're heading to that inn. I guess we could take some rest, and then we'll have to meet with this burgomaster to figure out anything, I guess.
So, do we have enough time to take a short rest while we're in this carriage?
Yeah, you definitely have enough time for a short rest or two.
So, okay, we spend hit dice?
Yes, you may.
Nice, Max.
Yeah, you can click on hit dice on your character sheet, and I'll roll that for you. With
Okay, good to know for next time.
Yeah, any modifier if you have, like, for example, like Throck has some modifier in there.
All right, so as you guys are heading in,
Nice.
this is what you see. Tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The tall shapes become become recognizable as village dwellings. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for mournful sobbing that echoes from the streets from a distance.
What is that? Sounds like someone's crying. Can we pinpoint the origin of that sound?
Make me a perception check.
Our highest roll was a 10. Oh, man.
I think the sound is coming from this direction here to the west.
Alright, are we still on the carriage, or did he...
Yeah, you're still on the carriage. You're entering from this side of the town.
Alright.
So, you all hear that crying too, then?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes. it
Should we
be.
investigate?
Was that crying?
Orin goes, yes, that's the crying of the villager known as Mad Mary.
Mad Mary?
Yes.
Is she angry at people?
Her daughter ran off on her. It's a long story, but she probably might talk to you about it.
So she's always crying like that.
Yes.
Oh my.
Ah, so mad in the other respect.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, what should we do?
And you also hear. You also see that this village has houses that are tall and dark as tombstones, and you see it nestled among the dwellings are a handful of closed-up shops. Even the tavern which you guys are heading to is shut tight. As you guys are rolling into the village, you see what appears to be soft whimpering on this street right here as you guys are driving by.
Should
Can
we just
Beltic do
go ahead?
Can Beltic do a perception on it as we're going by it?
You can look, yes, make it a perception roll.
Ah, just can't roll well today. 7.
Um, you see what appears to be two children standing still.
Beltic thinks about saying something to the rest of the party, then just kind of doesn't. He just kind of thinks like, well, we have a job here. We need to get to this tavern because my companions, we're not in great shape. We're better now, but I need to keep their health in mind. I can't have them running off on all sorts of things that could get us in danger.
How about we go to that inn? We try to get a meal, try to get some rest, and I mean, the day after, maybe we can figure out if we want to swing by this Mary or if we actually go straight to the burgomaster. I want to figure out what's happening in here. Like, I'm not sure what's going on.
It seems like the tavern is our best bet.
Yeah.
As you guys are heading to the town square here, you do see a single shaft of light thrusting illumination onto the main square. Its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be Blood on the Vine Tavern. And if you look at the sign, the N has been scratched over with the F.
Well, that's ominous. Would I be able to do any kind of check to see if I know anything about this establishment?
Sure, go ahead and make me a history roll.
Six.
You have not heard of such a tavern before.
Beltic looks at the rest of the party. So, are either of you familiar with this establishment?
Nope.
I got a good understanding of ale and mead. Maybe I know something. I don't know. Nope, I know nothing about it. What is this place? Where are we?
Truly, we are in a strange land then.
Orin pulls up to the front of the tavern. He says, "This is where you need to go."
All right, thank you. I disembark, and then I asked him, uh, what is to happen, um, like to the belongings of our friends and.
He says, "Why don't you take the belongings with you?"
All right. So Halfort, you mind carrying this?
Nope.
All
I
right.
can go ahead and well, do you have their character sheets out of game context, of course?
I do. Let me go ahead and give you access to it.
Okay.
Beltic gets off the carriage and thanks both the driver and his assistant, I guess, or son, or whoever the other individual is that's with him, and makes his way towards the tavern, but stops short of actually entering without the party.
You hear the sounds of a few people talking inside, but nothing too busy inside the tavern. Give me a second, and I'll pull up the proper sounds.
I walk in there like with a big sigh and heavy steps. Looking a little bit desperate.
That's too upbeat. uh, that's, yeah.
I feel it's gonna be violent cello.
When Beltic notices that there's a book amongst the possessions, or actually a scroll amongst the possessions, he asks Throck if he can have it, the one that says a magic's weapon needs.
Yeah, sure. Give me a moment. There's some stuff I gotta sort through. I gotta dig through this. I didn't really take care of putting it in here in any order.
Not a problem. I would just be very interested in what our friend was writing. And he says, kind of with a sigh,
And as you guys are kind of making your way to the tavern, you notice that it starts to storm.
Oh shit. This
well,
place, man.
how fortunate we were in a wagon that got us here quickly, otherwise we'd be out in that forest during this.
This place, man. All right, as I walk in there, I try to identify like someone that works there and request some food and ask about any sort of a room if there's any vacant one.
All right, so you open the door. And inside, you see what appears to be a typical tavern. It's very scant in terms of the spacing of it. You do see a fireplace blazing in the corner. You see the barkeep inside, and you see three looks to be women sitting at a table, and then you see a man in the corner sipping wine.
Do they seem to take any notice to our presence?
Not to your perception.
So Beltic would like to kind of quietly walk in. He doesn't want to make a scene, especially since he's noticing it seems like everyone here is human. And being a deep gnome, he's always kind of cautious of other cultures, especially when there's no one he can identify with.
Yeah, and like I said, I kind of like zero in on anyone that could help me with the meal and a room.
The man in the corner stands up and he walks over and he says, Eric, I'll take care of these gentlemen. He says, he basically puts a bag on the counter. He says, take care of their room and their food for the evening, as well as their wine.
Thank you, I appreciate it, good sir.
Come here, have a seat in the corner.
Beltic cautiously follows him.
You notice that he tends to be very, very different compared to the rest of the people you've seen.
Ignore that.
In his appearance or his demeanor?
In terms of his demeanor, and Xiao just logged in, so
Hey Xiao, how you doing, man?
Hello, good. Sorry I'm late, guys.
It's okay.
So, who can we thank for this kindness?
you see the man. He's like, my name is Ismark. Why don't you go ahead and enjoy your food? Tell me about yourselves. You look like you're not from around here.
Yes, the Burgermaster has called us here.
Yeah, show me the letter.
I go ahead and pull out both letters, and I go ahead and put them on the table in front of the guy and say, we have a bit of a confusion because we found a similar letter with opposite intent and different handwriting, but it also seems to be claiming to be the Burgermaster.
He says, let me study the letters for a second. But first, tell me about yourselves.
Well, it's simple. We've been giving this letter, and this letter calls for help. We decide to join forces together. Us and I mean, we already lost two. I mean, we already lost 2 men in this along the road. We just got here. So I guess we're the ones looking for answers, actually. Like, what is this place?
This is the realm of Barovia, and you are in the village of Barovia.
I mean, well, like, where is this located in relation to Flan?
Flan. What is Flan?
The village that's right outside the forest.
The village? I mean, you mean the city, like the city of Flan. Everybody knows the city of Flan.
Yes, of course, city.
I don't believe I've ever heard of this Flan.
I mean,
How have you...
I'm confused. Because it's like we literally... We walked through the forest. So... I mean, we were in Flan. We followed tracks of blood. I think there was an attack of like what I would assume like direwolves or even werewolves. And we walked through a forest, and I think we ended up with this village in sight. So we have to be what, like maybe like a day or two? Like
You were pulled into the mist. He kind of looks down at the table and the food. He says, "There's much to talk about. You gentlemen have been pulled into the mist by a man named Strahd.
yeah, I can tell you there was a lot of mist. And I mean, we can even call it fog at this point.
What do you mean pulled in?
This is what's known as the domain of dread. Basically, when you enter through the mist, you tend to not ever escape.
What? How is that even possible? And you're
Well-
saying someone is responsible for that? Someone actively pulled us here, like you say?
Yes, it's a very powerful individual who has flirted with the dark powers for quite some time.
So the Burgermaster's flirting with these powers then, yes?
No, he's not.
But he's the one who sent the letter who had us come here.
Unfortunately, I can tell you that my father's writing was not written by these letters.
Your father's the Burgomaster?
Yes.
And you're saying he did not write these letters?
That is correct.
Oh, snap.
Okay, so this is an unexpected turn of events. Could we see the Burgermaster, maybe discuss this with him?
You could, but unfortunately, he's no longer alive.
Can I insight check all
what?
of this?
And yeah, actually, where is Koran?
He's with you guys.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll an insight.
Finally, someone that rolls properly.
Corin, you think he's being very genuine in his response?
So who do you think wrote these letters using your father's name?
My guess would be the Lord himself, Strahd.
But why? Why would he try to get us to come here?
Yeah, why us?
Well, first off, he pulls out the letter that has Irina on it. This is the truth. This is the Irina is my sister. Adopted, but still my sister.
Is she ill?
She has been let me put it this way. She has been vulnerable to Strahd's temptations.
What exactly do you mean by temptations?
Strahd has some very powerful persuasional abilities. He has been trying to. He seems to be attracted to Irina for some reason. I will say this: the man is not to be crossed. He's very powerful, and he will get to you if you let him.
Okay, so I'm just trying to get this straight. So you're saying that these letter would have been written by Strahd himself, and he would be asking us in these letters to save your sister, who apparently is in some sort of danger.
Sure.
But you're telling me the source of danger is actually Strahd himself. So why would have we been calling? Are you sure that Are you sure you didn't write these letters? So that maybe you're a little bit angry at Strahd, kind of flirting with your sister?
Who is this Strahd?
Well, he pours a glass of wine and he hands it over to you. And he says, Strahd has been the master of this domain now for centuries.
Centuries? How old can he be?
He's definitely older than he looks. At least 70 to 80. He says that basically his family lives up in the castle above, and he points basically towards where you guys saw that giant castle outside of town.
I mean, I get it. You're upset that he's kind of hitting on your sister. I think I'd probably feel the same way. But
You've heard of creatures of the night, have you not? The ones that drain blood and turn.
Vampires?
He nods.
So he controls some kind of vampire.
He is one.
oh,
Well, that changes things.
He's been trying. He's going after my sister because he's attracted to her for some reason.
how do you feel about that?
What do you think? Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm really thrilled.
All right.
But that still doesn't explain why he'd want us here. If
Yeah.
the message says to save your sister, but if he's trying to go after her, why bring opposition to his own goal?
Yeah, that's the part I'm not getting.
He doesn't. Ismark doesn't seem to know why you're here, but he says if you want to go back, you have to basically defeat him to lift the mist they're keeping you guys in.
Can I do an insight check to see if he actually knows what he's talking about when he says that?
Sure.
Is there any way we can get in touch with this Strahd?
I got a 12 on that check.
Beltic, you think he has a good idea what's going on. You figure being the burgomaster's son, he probably has an idea of politics in the area.
So, what kind of connections do the burgomasters have to Strahd? If he is the lord of this land, do you pay taxes to him? Does he come down regularly?
Yes, he is in charge of the government. He administers the taxes. The burgomasters are, of course, responsible for running the villages.
And so, how do you got here? How are these people got here?
I'm native to here, as these people are. We have seen strangers come in and out, and well, actually come in, but never make it out.
Is there any way we can get in touch with Strahd?
He points to the castle. You could head up that way if you wish.
Oh, man.
But a vampire shouldn't be taken so lightly.
Maybe we could just ask him to send us back.
I'm sure if you ask him nicely, he might. He starts laughing, and he's like, "Sorry for this. I'm not used to such naive behavior."
I was being sarcastic.
He nods. He says, "I figured."
And remind me, what was your name again?
My name is Ismark.
Ismar. I mean, thanks for kind of like filling us in on like the background of this place. Now, like, I feel I understand a little bit better.
Well, since you guys are here, maybe you can help me out.
Ah, the catch for paying for our meal and our room.
Right.
He nods and he says, "Yes, of course. There's always a catch, isn't there?"
I was just waiting for it to be announced.
He says, he says, "I need you guys to escort Irina to a village called Vallaki. It's on the other side of the realm, beyond the view of Castle Ravenloft, and hopefully beyond the reach of Strahd himself."
Can you say that city one more time?
Vallaki.
How much will you pay us?
Well, I tell you what, if you can bring her, I will escort you and help her.
Are you now the burgomaster of these lands?
Yeah, how did your father die?
He says it's about 3 days ago. I just came back into town, but Irina has more insight on what happened. I'm still kind of in a state of shock.
Well, we are sorry for your loss.
Can I insight check him on that?
Sure. He's telling the truth.
What makes you think Vallaki will be safe and this village is not?
Well, he says the village of Vallaki is so far away that there's a cathedral we can bring her to that is basically sacred.
Ah, yes.
You have a
Vampires.
sacred place in here?
Yes, in the village of Vallaki.
Interesting. I didn't expect it would be a sacred place. To be honest with you, I'm like, no offense, no disrespect, but this is probably one of the worst places I've seen. And I have lived in the Underdark, so I'm
Yes, I'd much prefer Blingden Stone to this place.
Oh, you're from Blingden Stone as well.
Ah, yes, sorry, I guess I should have mentioned.
Yeah, I guess, you know, at some point we I want to pick your brains on that actually. But like in the meantime, to be honest with you, like if we're stuck here, I'm curious to travel and see that sacred place now. Just out of curiosity, what would a sacred place looks like here?
Um,
I'm intrigued.
yes, he says, pardon me, I have to use the bathroom real quick. Let's take a quick 5-minute bio break and I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, I would.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Be right back.
Shao.
Yeah.
So we had the couple members who left. I have all of their gear on me. Is there anything from... What were they? I think one was a monk and one was a wizard.
No, I'm the monk.
You're the monk. Okay, so the other one...
He's a blade singer. Well, we have a blade singer and a cleric who are gone.
Okay, yeah,
Gone
that's what it was.
permanently?
Yes.
Yep.
They had a couple items on them that may interest you, maybe. I know you had the nunchucks, but I don't know if monk weapons count as daggers, but we acquired silver daggers.
Yeah,
And the
I
silver
can
mace.
use a dagger, so if no one else wants the silver dagger, I'd take that. And the only other thing I wanted, it's not on his character sheet, but it's on his bio and information, that he was working on a thesis called A Magic Item, Magic Weapons Needs, and he had a few historical texts of blade singers. I'd like to have those if no one else wants them.
In terms of weapons or gear, I don't think I need anything, but it would be nice if I get caught up because I missed like an hour or two.
Okay. So basically, we rolled the rest of our survival check or our death saves. We all passed, and we were laying there amongst the dire wolves when a stagecoach of sorts, or just a carriage of sorts, came along. We were unconscious, unable to really make out what was going on. We just knew after speaking to the people who had brought us to where we are now, they had drove the dire wolves off. There were 2 members who didn't make it, and I'm curious what is going on with Honor right now.
Okay, so
we hadn't covered that.
that's perfect because I technically was. I think I made all my saving throws. I was just unconscious from last session,
Okay.
and so I'm assuming the Burgermaster like saved us and just carried our unconscious bodies.
Actually, they were farmers.
Oh, that's hilarious. We lost to direwolves at farmer speed.
Yeah, I know, right? I actually tried to jump scare one of them, but he didn't really jump too much, so I felt he was telling the truth.
Those are some strong farmers.
Right? Those pitchforks, man, they're like +3s.
No, I think it's because we weakened them. So we did most of the heavy lifting.
I don't even think I hit but one of them. But yeah, anyway, so...
Are we still all level 1?
Yeah, he hasn't done anything with experience yet. I think he was gonna do something with it during this session.
Cool.
But, yeah, anybody know what the flask was for that was on our cleric?
No idea.
Okay. And the cleric also had something in here noted as gloon, Gloon. Did Ryan make both of their character sheets public to like everybody? Or just me?
I can see them.
I can see
Okay.
them.
Okay. So then you know exactly what I have on me. I sold off some of the... I forego the merchant dialogue, but I sold off some of the stuff. Clothing, crap like that.
Okay.
I guess I'll just take the short sword and the dagger from
Okay.
Erlin.
Was that the
Okay.
silver dagger?
Yeah. So how do you actually look up like a silver dagger versus a regular dagger?
It just says a silver property.
Oh, okay.
He says, why don't you get some rest, gentlemen, and in the morning we can continue our conversation.
Way ahead of you. Throck's already napping on one of the tables.
Beltic does his best to go ahead and kind of, without dropping or dragging Throck, try and bring him to the common room.
Surprised you didn't have to make a strength check.
He looks to you, Warble, and he says, in the morning I'll bring you to Irina.
All right, I'm back, and then Warble kind of like wakes up because he snoozed. He snoozed off a little bit.
Ismark says before you go to sleep that he'll bring you to the Burgomaster's mansion in the morning.
Great. Did somebody hit like a dagger stab?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
was
testing.
misclicked. Yeah, testing.
Okay.
Yeah, no bar brawl started while you were gone.
I was like, already?
Man, Warble's gone for 1 minute, and
Yeah.
Hey,
I
that's
mean-
just how you get acquainted to a new town.
hello, War Adventure, stab stab, there's your proof. So, as we all, I guess, start to retire, Beltic will go ahead and bring up the idea of if any of us should have like a watch order, or if we feel safe enough here to just kind of all rest.
I can take first watch.
Well, actually, you know what, guys? I think I kind of like already surrendered to this place. I feel like if we like if something wants us dead, I don't think we can do much more about it. Like the most powerful being here actually wants us here. Let's put it this way. So
Yes, true.
I
If
think we
they
should
wanted,
all rest.
yes, we are in a town that is looked over by his castle, and he clearly wants us here. So more likely than not, nothing should happen to us. Good point. So yeah, Beltic will just kind of go to sleep at this point.
I mean, if something happens though, like make sure to warn everybody, man.
I go
I'm-
to sleep as well.
I'm spent and I hurt, man. I guess we'll reconvene the next day and make our way to the mansion, and then I don't know, maybe we can get some more answers.
Sounds like a plan. Pleasant dreams, everyone. And before Beltic goes to sleep, he goes ahead and he takes out his symbol of Sejuan Earthcaller and does a few various martial art poses with it in his left hand. It takes him about a good 10 minutes to get through all of them, but then finally he gets into a position where he can retire in for the night.
I put my dagger behind my pillow.
I just crash on the sheets.
So you wake up in the morning and you hear the sounds of what appears to be
Coffee.
the usual sounds of a town waking up.
Beltic kind of groggily gets up, shakes his head a bit, then once again pulls out his holy symbol and starts doing the same kind of poses, but in the opposite order that he was before. And he spends the first 10 minutes of his morning doing that, regardless of whatever happens around him.
Are those katas?
Beltic seems to register that he's being talked to, but he doesn't break his concentration anyway. He just continues to go ahead and do what he's doing.
I go try to find the burgomaster.
By the way, you're probably going to have to wake up Warble.
If no one's done it after the 10 minutes where I'm doing my my morning rituals, then I will go ahead and do it.
All right. If you knock on the door, almost like taking it down, like I finally wake up, groggy as hell, and pick up the rest of my thing and kind of like make it out of the room and follow you guys without saying much.
I would like to have some breakfast. That would be nice.
Yeah, breakfast would be good.
Ismark's waiting for you guys, and he looks like he bought breakfast as well. The breakfast seems kind of meager compared to what you guys are usually used to eating wise. It's various bread and looks to be eggs. It's very runny in terms of the eggs, though.
Oh, that bastard.
I was hoping for something more substantial.
This is fine. Just eat it. Shut up.
Well,
Beltic-
it'll do.
Beltic just kind of stares at it, kind of poking at it. He takes an occasional bite, trying to be polite, but overly trying, so it's obvious that he actually has no intention of actually eating the food.
I'll eat his portion.
Beltic in no way objects.
Before he does that, can I roll a sleight of hand to see if I snatch it off his plate first?
Sure.
Oh, where did it go?
My sleight of hand versus your sleight of hand?
Well, you weren't racing for it.
While Beltic just has like a single, like, tiny piece of it on his fork, just putting it in his mouth, like, yes, well made. Yes.
Yeah, you don't do a very good job of
Not this time.
Well, I tried to rip it from his hand. God, not. You win this time, little one.
Hopefully every time.
Beltic is very poorly trying to hide his almost like disgust for the eating habits of the people of the upper world, thinking like, wow, the Underdark was a savage place, but even at our worst, when we would sit around a table, we wouldn't usually have to rip food from another. That was usually something when we were not at tables.
I'm definitely amused. This is really funny.
I think it's just this half orc.
What'd you say?
Talking to me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen. Are you guys ready to go to the Burgomaster's mansion?
Yes, please take us there.
Okay. So he leads you south to this building right here.
Do we still hear the cries that we heard earlier, or are those vanished?
They fade in and out occasionally.
I want to ask him
actually-
about the cries. Like, can you tell us anything about like that Mad Mary? Like,
He points to this house right here and he says, "That's her house."
so
Would you mind if Would you mind if we take a quick moment to check in on her?
Probably not at this time. But like if you could
I
tell us
have no
more.
interest in a crazy. Like,
Yeah. I mean, maybe at some point we can swing by, but it's just right now like I think we should rather like just go to the burgomaster and get this thing done. I think we need to get his your sister across the land. But can you tell us more about like her disappeared daughter? I think that is like her daughter disappeared. Do you know anything about that? Probably, right?
He nods. He says, apparently, her daughter Gertrude ran away, and she's been very sorrow and despondent. And she's a teenager, of course, and she fears for the worst.
I mean, we'll be traveling, so maybe we can keep an eye out. Do you have like do you know like about where she would have disappeared, run away, headed? I guess not.
He shakes his head. No.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have like a physical description of her hair color?
It's been so long since I've seen her, I probably have no idea.
Right. Okay. Well, I tried.
All right, so a weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusty iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with open, mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Now a pane or a shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marks with stains of evil omen.
So this is the mansion of the burgomaster. Yes.
He nods.
Very welcoming and charming place.
You see several footprints that look to be human and wolf.
Wolf.
Yes.
what are these footprints? Have you seen them before?
They're from Strahd's minions. He says with a despondent disgust on his face.
Strahd minions.
Yes, his minions. He has many minions. Evil minions.
Like wolves minions.
Ghouls, wolves, vampires.
And okay, so I think you touched on it, but like, what's the role of a burgomaster?
He's like a governor or a mayor of a village, basically.
Okay.
So why would Strahd be targeting this man? Or your father, to be more specific.
He's targeting my sister.
No, I mean, I'm assuming like if Strahd has if he controls this place, then he probably pays the burgomaster a visit here and there just to kind of like coordinate everything. I'm assuming.
Yes, at one point or another.
Yeah, so that's why I believe like these like the tracks of his minions would be perfectly normal around here. I think.
So where is your sister right now?
He puts out his finger to tell you to hang on a second, and then he knocks on the door. You hear a female voice say, "Who is it?" And he says, "Your brother, Ismark." And she unlocks the door and opens it.
What does she look like?
All right, as this is happening, I pull out a really like black wooden smoking pipe, and like when I actually smoke it, um, every puff of smoke that kind of like emanates from it actually looks like or is shaped like skulls, and it's very particular.
Belgic is impressed.
A woman steps out from the doorway, and you see, if you click on her character, you can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, is she a paladin or fighter of some sort?
She looks to be a noble. She leads you into the interior of the mansion, and it's well furnished, yet it shows sign of great wear. You notice that the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. And the burgomaster is in a side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilting flowers and a faint odor of decay.
Shouldn't you bury him?
I haven't been able to. The creatures have been attacking us night after night for weeks. My father's heart couldn't stand it, and he died about 3 days ago.
What was the cause of death?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know your father just died.
A heart attack from all the stress. Since his death, though, the house hasn't come under any attack, though.
You said this was 3 days ago?
Yes. Poor Ismark's been waiting for somebody to help bring his body for a proper burial.
So is like Irina standing in front of us, right?
Yes.
All right. So
Mm,
you're Irina, correct?
I am Irina, yes.
Okay. So apparently we were initially like summoned here to defend you, to protect you, but it turns out that now we are going to help you, or actually we're going to help your brother help you get across the land to a safer place. And just so I'm clear here, do you have a thing going on with this Strahd? Because I don't want to get involved into a thing where like I'm trying to protect you, but like all of a sudden you run away towards the actual guide I'm trying to protect you from.
He seems to have this blazing hunger in his eyes about me. All my memories and encounters were more fuzzy.
But what about you?
She shows marks on her neck.
do they look like teeth marks?
Make me a medicine check. You're not sure if they're teeth marks or not.
Because of those whole vampires and ghouls and whatnot, shouldn't we cremate your father instead of just burying him?
He doesn't have any sort of markings that would indicate that.
Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea. Just to be safe. Plus, from where I'm from, I've seen people cremate out of respect. It's really And in a lot of places, that's what they do to show respect to like great warriors and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. No.
Sejuan Earthcaller would want him buried, and Beltic pulls out his holy symbol of Sejuan Earthcaller.
Yes, but ash could be used as great fertilizer for plants.
He should be buried or mummified. It's what would be right. Unless you're not planning on using the body, in which case I would have much interest in it.
I don't feel comfortable having him looked at like that.
Very well.
If you can take him to the local priest, Donovich, his church is up here.
Oh. Cemetery.
That would be great.
So shall we do that before we leave, or?
Are you going to come with us?
She looks at Ismark and she nods. If you can bring me to Valaki after we basically take care of things, then I would feel comfortable.
Yeah, sure. Right, guys. I think that's
Very well. Beltic goes over near one of the legs, expecting to go ahead and help lift up a part of this coffin where his legs are. Although Beltic clearly isn't very strong either.
Who's going to carry the coffin?
Not me. I just opened the door.
Ah, fine. Let's go.
yeah. I look at Throck and kind of like.
Okay.
Is Mark willing to carry a portion of it?
Yeah, he says he would. You guys don't have a problem lifting the coffin. So you bring it across town to the church. And top a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft. It stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. The church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises towards the back, and flickering light shines through the holes of the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against the load.
I knock on the church door.
You don't hear an answer.
I kick it open.
Okay. Let me switch maps here real quick, guys.
As he does that, I stealth.
Hello, we're coming in. We got a dead body.
Thank you.
All right, 1 second.
Oh, look at this. Oh, you know, I guess I'd be full HP.
All right, you don't seem to have any issues with the door or with sneaking in. Let me go ahead and reveal the door to you. So the doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. You see 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, leading to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice reciting from within. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the wooden floor.
At this point, I'd like to start stealthing.
Can I check if the doors are locked?
Doors seem to be unlocked from what you can tell.
Then I'd like to go one by one and like peek through them and open them.
You hear a man turn around. He says, "Oh, hello. What brings you to the church?" Oh, and he says, "Oh, Irina, Ismark. It's nice to see you."
Well, we've got this body, and we've got to do something about it, I guess.
What were those screams we just heard?
My son, Doru. He says, "Can we step outside for a second?"
I would
Why
like
does
to-
he scream?
Well, maybe if I step outside, I can talk to you about it.
Yeah, sure.
Can I sneak into one of the rooms and hide?
Be kind of tough with him in the room.
Okay.
So you guys walk outside?
Beltic will begrudgingly go outside.
And he says, a little more than a year ago, my son Doru and several other villagers stormed Castle Ravenloft in revolt, protesting. And they were lured there by a wizard in black robes who came away from a faraway land. And everyone died by Strahd's hand. And Doru returned to me as a spawn.
So,
What is a spawn?
Like a vampire spawn.
So you're housing a vampire.
Well, I've been looking for ways to heal him. Been praying every night.
Or you could just, take him out.
How could you be so heartless?
He's obviously suffering, and you can put him out of his misery.
I love my son a lot.
Sometimes love requires you to do the things that are hardest and the things that you don't want to do.
Yeah, I'm afraid that there might not be a lot of solution to your problem.
We'd be more than happy to take care of it for you.
For some cash, of course.
But no, don't mind him.
I'm just a simple priest. I cannot afford this much, cannot afford to do much.
Listen, there's no need to pay us if you. Unfortunately, I think there's no other way to release your son than actually. Well, I don't know how to put it. Then, well,
As he's trying to explain, Throck puts his thumb up to his neck and just draws a line across his throat, like,
yeah.
He looks very reluctant and he says, I'd rather try to find my own way, if you don't mind.
But housing a vampire puts the rest of the village in danger.
I've had him for a year.
It only takes one day for it to all go terribly wrong.
So, vampires, you need blood. So where do you get the blood to feed him from?
I haven't fed him since he's been imprisoned.
I mean, I can't really say that I know what happens to vampire who have not been fed, but I'm assuming it's maybe it might eventually kill him.
Or at least
Yeah, go ahead.
or at least weaken him, hopefully.
He looks over at Tyrene and Ismark. He says, well, we should bury your father pretty quickly.
Why pretty quickly? Like, what's the rush?
Well, I mean, for one, I'm carrying him, not you.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, the sooner we can consecrate him into the ground, the better. So that the dark powers won't take advantage of him.
Okay. Well, before we move on to the burial, let me say this. I won't kill your son if you don't want me to. But if I have to come across in any other way, that means if your son escape and he puts me or my friend or someone else I care in danger, I won't hesitate. I'm just gonna leave it as that. But your son can live for now if that's your choice.
Well, he's in a safe. We'll put it this way: it'd be tough for him to get out. He's chained up in the basement.
All right, then let's get this burial going. And then I look at Ismark and Irina. They're kind of like take charge.
All right, so you guys head to the graveyard, and he starts the procession, and you see him offering prayers to the Morning Lord, who is one of the Barovian gods. And once he's put into the ground, he turns to Irina and he says, Irina, there's something I need to tell you.
As all this is happening, could I have stayed back and explored the church?
Sure.
Fucking rogue, man.
Where are you gonna explore?
To see if there's all the 4 rooms in the beginning, to see if there's anything to like loot, or maybe go to the basement and see if he's telling the truth.
Well, when you go to look at each of the rooms, they're unlocked. The 2 rooms on the left are basically what look to be bedrooms. And then to the right, you see an office. In the office, you see an old desk and chair standing against the south wall, and you see a wind holy symbol mounted above them. What looks to be a sunburst. A 10-foot long iron rod attached to the north wall stands bare, suggesting that a tapestry once hung there. And against the far wall stands a wooden cabinet with 4 tall doors.
Is there anything inside the cabinet?
You see a bunch of boxes of candles and a couple 2 well-used books. Hymns to the Dawn, what looks to be a volume of chants to the Morning Lord, and The Blade of Truth, the uses of logic in the war against Diabolist heresies, as fought by the Almas Inquisition. It seems like it mixes logic exercises with descriptions of fiend worshipping cults.
All right. I check the room with the locked cellar doors.
Yeah, that looks to be the a storage room that basically you see the trap door in the corner with a chain of padlock, and you can hear the screams of the kid coming from there.
If I use thieves' tools, does it break the lock?
No, it would simply open it.
Okay, can I try to do that?
Sure.
Just kidding.
Double sneak, guys.
It may just meant to be not to open this.
All right, I guess I've explored enough. I'll just like whistle and be like, "Oh, I got lost. Oh, here we are."
All right. So you're in there doing that. Everyone else is outside. And basically, the priest comes up to Irina and he says, Irina, you've known that you've been adopted for a while, right? She nods. I found you at the edge of the Slavish woods, near the pillar stone of Ravenloft. And your father took you in and loved you dearly. He says, you must head to the Abbey of Saint Markovia in Kresk. that is where you can.
Would it be safer than Velaki?
Well, Velaki is fortified.
And there's said to be sacred ground in Velaki. What of this this Abbey of Saint Markovia? Would that also be holy ground?
It should, yes.
Which is closer?
Velaki would be.
Then Beltic kind of turns back to the rest of the group to see how they're all feeling about this.
Yes, Mark. What do you think about that?
He says, as long as we can get her to a safe location, I really don't care at this point.
And then I turn to Irina. Should be your choice, really.
I trust you guys. If Ismark wants us to go to Velaki, we should go there.
Then Velaki it is. And if for whatever reason that doesn't work out, we have the Abbey of Saint Markovia as a backup plan.
Yeah. Everyone agrees on that?
Okay.
Is there anything we can do to help with this burial?
You've done enough.
Then Beltic just kind of sits back respectfully at a distance and has his symbol to Sejuan Earthcaller at hand.
As you guys are walking back from the graveyard, you pass the tavern, and you see the same two children down the street over here.
Now that we can get kind of a better look at them, what do they look like?
One looks to be a male, the other looks to be a female child. And in terms of descriptions, the female looks to be taller, and the other one is holding a doll of some type.
Beltic would like to split away from the group for a little bit and kind of head over to see if are they still like whimpering, or do they look normal now?
Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to pull the picture up.
Sounds good.
Alright, I'm gonna stop and just observe Beltic from a distance just to see what happens. Curious.
This is what they look like, basically. You see them on the edge of the map.
Oh, hold on. Gonna zoom out. No, I don't see them.
Same here, can't locate them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ah, there they are. Okay, yeah, I definitely want to go talk to them then. So are they still like whimpering, or are they normal now?
They are whimpering still, and you see them walking this way towards this particular house right here.
I'm not very fast, but I try and like jog to catch up.
I'll follow as well.
Okay. As you guys are turning the corner, you notice that suddenly people are running into their houses as you see the mist start to come into the village.
The fuck?
Oh no. Okay, I'm so I'm if I'm getting over here, I'm kind of far from the church. Uh, does the mist look like it would reach me before I'd be able to get into the church?
Um, well, the church is up here. You guys at this point are right here.
Yeah. So which one would be closer, the house that these children are going towards, or the church? Because they look pretty close in distance to me, but I can't tell if one's closer than the other.
The mist is coming in from the west, so you would probably not be able to get to the church in time.
I would like to. Can the rest of the group still see me from where I'm standing?
Yeah, because I mean, I would have kept my eyes on you, and I mean, at that point,
I'd
I'm.
like to. I'd
Go
like to
ahead.
point the mist. Yeah, at that point, I would like to point the mist out to you, like making it obvious, like, "Hey, the mist is coming in."
Yeah, but what's the story? Like, why are you following these kids?
There's something peculiar about them.
Are the kids within like talking range or no?
No, you have to run up and talk to them.
Can I try to do that?
I mean, what if we go into the tavern to hide from the mist?
You could. Yeah.
What?
You have 30 seconds to act.
I'm gonna run after the kids and be like, "Hey, are you guys hungry?"
So, what's up? All right, I'm gonna run after Corin.
Beltic starts towards the tavern, then notices that people aren't going to the tavern, so he follows after them.
Okay.
Yo,
As
Corin.
you guys round the corner, you see them in front of the house, and they turn around and see you, and they say, "There's a monster in our house." And you see this tall brick row house that has seen better days. The windows are dark. It has a gated portico in the ground floor, and the rusty gate is slightly ajar. The houses on either side are abandoned, their windows and doors boarded up.
I kind of squat down so I'm eye level with them. I was like, "Oh, what kind of monster?"
We don't know, but it's terrible. The howls are worse.
Do you want us to get rid of this monster?
Yes, it's in the basement.
Can I insight check them?
Sure. Yeah, you believe him. Quickly, the mists are coming.
I look at the others to see what they want to do.
I want to get out of this mist, personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's a terrible plan, so I guess
Throck doesn't care. He goes bursting through the front door.
Okay.
See that big strong guy? He'll take care of the monster for us.
I mean, what else there is to do anyway, right?
So I assume that this little opening here is the front door of the stoop.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And do I need to roll a strength check to break the door? Or at least to get it to open forcefully?
No, the doors are able to open.
Okay.
You hear a loud shriek when the gates open up.
I'd like to make sure that the kids are getting in. Like, I'd like to go ahead and, if they're not going in, kind of get them up in there into the house to keep them out of the mist.
When you turn around to go see them, they disappear.
Oh shit!
And that's where we're going to leave it for today, gentlemen.
Well, I knew there was something peculiar about them.
Yeah.
It turns out it was the fact that they were a trap.
Well, just based off their artwork, they looked evil. So I wanted to see.
All right, so in terms of role playing, I will give you guys 200 apiece, which should bring you guys up to second level.
Woo!
Do we get XP for previous session
That's what I'm incorporating as well.
in the 200?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we'll be. I think some of us will be just shy of second level.
Is 200 for the whole thing? So okay.
Yes. Those of you guys that let's see here. Was it 600 for second or for third? Or is it 900?
900.
All right. Well, we'll make it an even 300. That'll get you guys the second.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So let's go ahead and level up for today, and then when we get the new group in, the new folks in next week, we can basically continue.
All right. Sounds good.
Can you
Sounds like a
comment
plan.
the information we need to do the adventures log?
Yes, I will post it in the Discord chat.
Thank you.
Well, I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm super excited for next week.
I need retribution for all the failed attacks that I made the first week.
Yeah. I won't lie. I mean, it says on my character sheet that I don't run from evil, but man, I'm stressed. I'm anxious about this.
Man, they got us with the classic ghost children telling us there's a monster in the basement that we have to go kill trick. Oldest trick in the book.
Sorry guys, Curiosity is probably gonna kill the cat.
Well, hopefully satisfaction will bring it back.
All right. So let's level.
Yes, level indeed.
So, Adventure League rules, guys. You don't roll for your hit points. You get half plus 1. Like half of the dice plus 1. Plus your Constitution modifier.
Do we get any downtime?
Yes, you get 10 downtime days and 1 renown. Actually, yeah, I don't think you get renown. So 10 downtime days.
Do we mark this as session 2 or session 1?
Market is 1 for this week, and then we
Alright.
should be pretty good from there.
All right, thanks.
You mean 1 for this week?
Yes, because remember it's basically continuing the same from last week because of the TPK situation.
Okay, so. But it should be like a separate entry, but it would still be part of session 1.
Yes, you could basically make it like I mean, if you really wanted to do session 2, that's fine. But it's a continuation of basically the previous week.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Just mark it as session 2 for now.
Okay, because otherwise we could establish like some sort of like nomenclature, like how we want to put it down. I put it as 2 separate sessions, but I'm okay writing like whatever, like how we want to identify it, maybe like 1-2 or whatever.
Yeah, whatever is fine.
Okay, cool.
I just put 1.
Actually, put it as for now, put it as session 2. Because you
Okay.
should have an entry for last week as well.
Oh, I didn't have 1 for last week.
Okay, so make sure to put 1 for last week and then 1 for for today. And then for last week, just put everything at 0 XP, and then 0 renown and everything. And then for this week, just put 300 XP, 10 downtime days, and then that's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
And I think the rule is that we actually get our abilities and stuff like that once we take a long rest, right?
Correct.
Okay. So start to add stuff to your sheet, but keep in mind that technically you only have access to these things after a long rest.
Sounds good.
All right, excellent. Well, I'll see you guys next weekend.
Alrighty.
So, as far as everybody here is concerned, is next week good to go for everyone?
Should
Yeah.
be.
Definitely.
Awesome. And for you as well, Ryan?
Yes, I am not traveling for Thanksgiving, so I will be here.
Awesome. Okay, me too. So talk to your friends about the campaign. We're gonna be looking to recruit 2 new player to replace the ones that we're are going to be leaving. And I'm also I'm working on right now as we speak 2 people. So whenever or whatever people we're trying to get in, let's try to make sure that they can play next week. It's gonna be important to try and fold them in. And that's about it. So let me know in private messages about if you have any prospect, and then I'll try to take it from there. I'll try to speed up the process so that they're hopefully ready to go next week with characters and stuff like that. I'll make myself available this week to help them with that.
Sounds good.
All right, and Ghost, I'll touch bases with you probably Monday or Tuesday just to see if the other 2, the 2 that you PM'd got back to you.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll get back on track next week.
All right. Take it easy,
All right,
Ryan.
thank
See
you.
ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
All right, so that's where we're going to end the stream for this week. So yeah, because we were missing a few players, and then we were expecting to have new players, we didn't venture out too much, and then that's kind of like where or why actually we stopped the session right here. We didn't want to go too far, having to being down 2 players. So overall, we hope to do like more of a, I guess like story development session. I think was pretty well. We got some answer. We've put things in place a little bit more, so that's pretty cool. And then hopefully next week we'll get some more action and going on, starting with whatever that monster is, or like apparently we fell into a pretty bad trap, so we'll see if we can survive that. Hopefully we do, and we play a little bit smarter. And then the good news is that we're going to be level 2, except for the new players that are going to have to roll their new characters at level 1. And like hopefully we get our like paladin. Hopefully we get honor with us for next week as well. And then if we can have a full party of 7, should be a lot of fun. Other than that, yeah, I think that's it. I think that wraps it up pretty nicely. I'm gonna populate my sheet. I think as a fighter, I think I get what do I get? What do we get? 2nd level, I get action surge, which can be helpful to get me out of a rough situation. So that's pretty good. And then other than that, I'm kind of like eager to get 3rd level so that I can kind of like branch out into my fighter archetype. And I guess I'm gonna keep the surprise. I'm gonna keep you guys guessing on as to what branch I'm gonna pick. But it should be interesting. I can't wait to be there. So yeah, level 2 is pretty cool. Pretty cool. It should gives us should helps us to stay alive. Hopefully, I hope so. Because yeah, we really took a beating last session, and it really puts me on. It really makes me anxious about combat. I'm not like technically my character's supposed to like running with any kind of like monster fighting and stuff like that, but from a player standpoint, I mean, I'm trying to slow things down a little bit. So I wish you guys a good week. So I think it's gonna be Thanksgiving weekend for you guys in the US. So hopefully we're gonna have some of you guys with us, but we're still gonna be playing. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm because I like to have like games and session like pretty every week. So the fact that we're able to get a game going is it's pretty cool. And then we'll try to get you two two good players, so that they fit in well in the group as well as the campaign. So hopefully we get some good candidates. So I'll try to stop rambling, and I guess I can't stop streaming. I don't wanna stop, but I have to. I wish I could play more D&D. But you know, like 1 day a week. That's the thing. So I'll see you guys next week on Sunday. Make sure to follow my Twitter to get the all the updates. That's also where I post whenever I upload the video to YouTube. So if you missed part of it, you'll be able to rewatch it on YouTube. So make sure to follow my Twitter at Ghost One Gaming. You can have the I think you can have the link in the kind of like in the description or the text part below on Twitch and also on YouTube. So you'll get all that right there. You guys have a great week, and I'll see you later. Take it easy.